Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing another figure review, and this time this review is going to be of a very old NECA Alien vs Predator 2-pack. This is the very early days of NECA whenever NECA started making the very first figures for Alien and Predator. This is like really early in the old, like this is really early in NECA's days of making figures. But yeah, today's figure review is going to be of a really old Alien versus Predator, I guess kind of retro 2-pack, although not really, because it's NECA and a couple other reasons why. So you could kind of count this as a old classic retro 2-pack, but it is the very early days of NECA, and I bought this at a comic shop for only like $40. So it was a good deal, and for how good and old this 2-pack is, I wasn't expecting to pay that price, but it's a good price, $40 for this. Can't beat that, so I bought that. And it also comes with the xenomorph skull. I've been wanting a xenomorph skull ever since now, and I never got a chance to pick up the NECA Aliens Predator. I mean, not the aliens. I never got a chance to pick up the NECA Predator, the NECA Predator accessory pack, the skin body and the other skulls, because I have a credit card, but I'm afraid that someone might steal our packages, and I just haven't had time to really order anything. So yeah, I might order some like these days that come, or maybe more in the future. I might order a couple of those packs. I seen some on eBay for a good price, but yeah, I found this at a comic shop for like $40, so it was good. It was a good deal, and I also saw an Alien Queen for 250, and I put that Alien Queen on layaway, and until I gather up the money to buy it, yeah, it's gonna be on layaway meanwhile. So I also found that. But yeah, today's review is gonna be this 2-pack. I'm really glad I found this 2-pack, especially for a good price, and especially because I've been wanting an alien skull since then, and this Predator one. I had the Berserker skull from that Berserker versus City Hunter Predator 2-pack. But yeah, let's get into this 2-pack. First, I'm gonna show off the box here. There's some nice images. There's some nice art of the classic Jungle Hunter Predator. You can see right there. And then here's some art of the big chap. If I could fit in frame here. So yeah, there's a nice art of the big chap. And then going down, there's his legs. But yeah, very nice art. So let's get into this. And this was a Toys R Us exclusive at the time. Oh wow, we're already gonna have this garbage, aren't we? That's freaking phenomenal. That is so phenomenal. All right, but as I was saying before, everything just became a mess. This was a Toys R Us exclusive 2-pack. Whenever it came out, this was exclusive to Toys R Us. It has a Toys R Us exclusive sticker on it, and this was pre-opened. This was pre-owned. Someone opened it and taped it together and sold it to the comic shop. So this was pre-opened, but I mean, so this was pre-owned, but the figures themselves have never been damaged or anything. Everything is 100% complete. So yeah, and the figures are in good condition too. That's the important thing as well. Yeah, he taped this, I'm guessing, before he sold it, and I'm getting the tape out right now. Kind of a sucker to do, but I got it out. Very first thing I want to go over here is this nice backdrop here. Here's a nice backdrop that came in the packaging. There's the Alien logo right there, and then whatever that little thing is, and then the Predator right there, the first movie, the iconic Predator logo right there, and then some like Predator target sight right there. So very nice. And then the darkness of space right there for the alien side. Very nice. And then some alien eggs. There's like hundreds of closed and open alien eggs right there. So very nice. Attention to detail. And yeah, this itself is pretty cool. And then the back has a bio read up for both of them. Here's the alien one. You could pause and read the alien one right there. And then here's the predator one. You could pause and read the predator one if you'd like. And like the nice artwork there. This is some really nice artwork of the two creatures right there. Really, really nice artwork. The predator on the back right here is pretty movie accurate. Very nice representation of the jungle hunter. So yeah, but that's about it for the packaging. There's all the figures that came out in the early days of NECA when they were making figures. I have a couple of these, but not all of them. I especially love that Pred Alien and the AVPR Xenomorph. But that's about it for that. I haven't got the actual figures out, so let me get them out right now. Here's the Predator. The Predator's already been opened. There was no twisty ties or anything. Like I said, this was pre-owned, so the Predator was kind of loose in the package and was never touched besides being opened. He wasn't damaged or touched. But yeah, very, very nice. Here's the detail. I guess we're going to start with the Predator first. Or actually, yeah, we're going to start with the Predator first and then... Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I don't know why. But we're going to go over the accessories first. Here's the accessories. It comes with 2 accessories here. If I can get them out. Alright, so the first 2 accessories that I think are really cool and I've been wanting for a long time is the regular standard Predator skull right there. Very, very nice Predator skull. Like it a lot. The jaw opens and closes. Mine looks kind of warped and the mandibles look kind of warped, but it's okay. Kind of adds a bit of character, if you know what I mean. Kind of makes it a little bit cooler. Then the back looks like a wasp type of hive. Kind of weird, but if you've seen a wasp or beehive, this is kind of how it would look like. All weird with those weird circles all around. But very nice detail for the back of the skull. Then the underneath there. And then the face right there. Not the face, but the actual front side of the skull. Very nice. The deep eye sockets right there where the eyes would go. The teeth right there, and then the mandibles without the skin. Very, very nice. Around it, it's very nice as well. But yeah, very nicely detailed. It has kind of a bit of crackling detail, kind of dusty, crackling, weathered detail for the skull. So yeah, very, very nice skull. Like it a lot. And then the one I like most and I've been waiting for the most is the Xenomorph Warrior. It's a Xenomorph Warrior skull right here. This skull is pretty cool. I like it a lot. Like I said, I'm very happy to have a Xenomorph skull. I never picked up that Predator accessory pack, which I regret. But you can see the nice deep. You can see the areas where the nice deep ridges are, just like the other non-skinned warriors. This is where the ridges belong, right there, or the little groove square sections, and then these are the actual ridges. So very, very nice. And it has like. These kind of look like eye sockets. I know they're not eye sockets, but they kind of look like them a little bit. But the jaw opens and closes. Has a gap right there. I don't own the Predator trophy wall, but you could put the blade between there, and that's how it's hung up. But yeah, nice jaw articulation. The front has all sorts of nice crackling cracks. Very nice attention to detail for the cracks and everything. Looks kind of dusty and weathered, like a skull should. So very, very nice. And yeah, and here's a little spine. It's kind of like the human spine. You could actually slip your Predator's hand under there and make him hold the skull. But yeah, I might do that. I don't know. But very, very nice. And in this part of the Xenomorph right here, this biomechanical tube that all warriors have and all the big chaps. So yeah, but overall, it's a very, very nice skull. I like the detail on it. This was like the accessory I was most excited about. And I'm very glad to own an alien skull. Very nice diorama piece for your Predators or whatever to hold. So, there you go. And then let's get on to the actual figures. Let me get the big chap Xenomorph out right now. And unlike the Predator, the big chap isn't loose in the package. He's actually tied with one twisty tie here. But yeah, I remember in the very early days of NECA, both of these figures were very, very delicate. Whenever NECA first made these figures, they were very, very delicate. So I'm very careful with these. I'm gonna try to be very, very careful with these because the quality back then was kind of like McFarlane for NECA. It was basically like McFarlane, kind of breakages all around the figures and a lot of QC quality control issues. So yeah, but this big chap's very nice. I really like this big chap, and his joints are pretty good. Although they make me kind of nervous. The legs are kind of good. The legs have that old school NECA style cut right there. So the only real articulation that the legs have to go in and out is the cut articulation. But kind of just like McFarlane, but very very nice. And I'm kind of, and to be honest, I have a lot of big chops, but this is one of my most favorite big chop figures ever. Not because it's not just because it's movie not accurate and everything, but I kind of like the paint, and I kind of prefer this guy more than modern big chops that NECA's made. Not to say that I like this one better than modern big chops, because of course other ones have more articulation and everything, but this is a very very nice movie accurate big chop in my opinion. But very very nice. You can see the weird lips that the big chap has, and then the teeth there, and then the biomechanical detail. So yeah, so we're gonna save the big chap for last because I'm more excited about him than the Predator. But here's the Predator. Very very nice jungle hunter. This is a nice jungle hunter. This is the standard jungle hunter 1.0 body. Like I said in other videos, I like the 3.0 body, the ultimate body, and the 2.0 jungle hunter standard body. But this is a very nice body either way, and a really nice figure. And you get a decent amount of articulation. Not extremely, but since this is an old figure, you don't get a lot of it. But very, very nice for what it is. The nice painted netting right there. The bone necklaces. The armor. The wrist plates. The hand and everything. Looks very, very nice. And this is technically another accessory. The plasma caster. So yeah, you could remove it if you want to, but it's pretty tight on mine. And the caster itself is pretty wobbly, but it's not too much of an issue. And yeah, let's get into the detail here. You can see the head is very nicely detailed. Has some weird webbing there. I don't know if I could fix that. But very nicely detailed head. You can see two black stripes right there. And then basically the back of his head right there is a nice dark muddy blackish mud brown color. And in the face right there is your standard nice looking nicely detailed Predator skin. And you can see some wrinkles in the skin right there, so he can move his mandibles and he could roar. And then the pink gums right there, and the eyes are pretty deep in there, so you can't really see the eyes that well. You could see them right there, but you can't get you can't get a good look at them that much. But you could see them. But yeah, the eyes are very deep in his head, and I kind of like that about him. Makes him a little bit cooler. And then the arms are nicely detailed. The gauntlet is nicely painted, nicely detailed. The wrist blades go in and out. The wrist blades have a nice gunmetal standard color like most Predators. And then the tubing right there and everything. The other arm, the armor, this arm looks very very nice. And then the legs here had the cut articulation, kind of like the first version of the Elder Predator from Predator 2. But nice cut articulation there. Then the armor on the side of his legs, and his leg pads right there, his armor. And the feet are very nice. The feet on top are nicely detailed, and on the side and the bottom you can see his Predator sandals right there. And then this side of his foot, and then the legs and then the legs are very nicely detailed. And you can see the crotch armor right there that every jungle hunter has in the film. Well, not every jungle hunter in the film, but basically every jungle hunter that NECA's made has the standard crotch weird cloth right there on his crotch area. And then very nice armor right there. The back of him looks pretty nice. You can see this lifts up. It's kind of hard though. It's kind of a hard piece, but it's pretty durable. The back of his legs look very nice as well. Then the armor right there. And then his bone necklace right here. The back of the plasma caster. Very, very nice. But, yeah, that's basically it for detailed and paint. I gotta say, this is I gotta say, for an old Predator figure that barely has any articulation, it's very, very great when it comes to detail. Not so much articulation, but when it comes to detail, I think it's pretty great. But yeah, very nicely detailed. And now let's get to articulation. This is the plasma caster. This is all it has for articulation. Goes down. Oh, it just popped off, but yeah, it goes down a good amount. It goes down a good amount and then back a good amount. And the actual, oh my god, how many times does this have to fall down and fall on my crotch, man? Seriously, this camera's pretty annoying. Like, Jesus, this always has to fall down and fall on my crotch for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, but there. But as I was saying, the actual gun, the actual caster itself could also rotate right there, and then go back a good amount, and then go down a good amount. So very, very nice. And then the head goes all the way around. Although the caster is kind of tight, I cannot really move the head all the way around, but I can move it back a decent amount and then down a decent amount. The head is kind of on a side to side motion right there on a pivot. The arm goes out a good amount, not too far, but a good amount, all the way around. So yeah, all the way around, as you please. And then one jointed elbow right there. Not the best, but it's good anyway. One jointed elbow, and then the hand rotates. The gauntlet, the wrist computer thing does not open. Only the newer ones do. But yeah, that's about it for arm articulation. Oh, by the way, this part of the arm rotates, so very nice. And I showed you the hand articulation and the head articulation. And then the bottom part here goes all the way around. So, yep, all the way around. And then this leg here has the old school cut articulation right there. This doesn't move at all, but this does. So very nice. One jointed elbow. So one jointed knee right there. So very limited in that. The foot goes all the way around, and then up a good amount, and then down a good amount. So yeah, that's about it for articulation. That's about it for articulation on this Predator figure. And don't mind all the background noise, but yeah, very, very small amount of articulation. But like I said, the detail on this guy is pretty awesome. I like it a lot. And now let's get to the alien. The alien should have more articulation. Not because he's an alien, but he should have more articulation. But let's start with the head here. The head goes side to side a decent amount. And then it kind of tilts there a good amount as well. Goes down a good amount, although I have to be gentle because these are very fragile. And then back a good amount. This back fin does not remove like other aliens that Neca's did. And the jaw articulates. The jaw's kind of stiff. It doesn't want to move, and I'm not gonna force it. And I like the jaw closed like that. And then the arm goes out a decent amount, not too far. And then the elbow, I can't tell if it's a double jointed or one jointed, but it's a very nicely jointed elbow. And then this part of the arm right here rotates, so it's a nice bicep cut right there, so it can rotate. The hand goes all the way around. No ball joint, so it could go side to side or anything. But decent amount of articulation for the arm. It doesn't want to move, and I'm not gonna force it. But this goes all the way around. It could go all the way around, but it's pretty stiff, and I'm trying to be as careful as I can with this figure, and I don't want to force it. And then it doesn't really go back at all or forward at all. It's pretty stiff, like I said. But the legs are on a nice old school cut right there for articulation. So very nice. It goes back pretty far, and then goes up pretty far. And the tail is on a bendy wire. So yeah, it's very, very nice bendy wire, just like all other alien figures. Nice bendy wire. And then the foot, kind of like McFarlane, only goes down and up, just like that. Kind of like McFarlane, like I said. But now let's go over the nice detail of the alien. You can see all the nice biomechanical details of the big chap xenomorph. And the head especially, I really like that head. This head is pretty good, honestly. I kind of like this head more than modern big chaps that Neca's made. But very nicely detailed head. I don't know if the camera will focus on it or not, but it's very nicely detailed. And then you can see the side right there. You can see this weird tube that always runs around, or runs on the head on all the aliens. And then a nice cloudy dome right there. You can kind of see the skeleton, but not really because of the cloudiness. But you could see it a decent amount. Not too good on camera, but in person it's pretty good. And then the arms have a nice biomechanical detail as well. So yep, the hands are very nicely detailed. The 6 fingers like all the big chaps have. And the side right there, very nice biomechanical detail. I like it a lot. The back, and yeah, but basically has a good amount of detail. The legs also have a good amount of detail right there, and so does the tail. You can see the little rows going down the tail right there, and then the bendy wire. But yeah, I like this big chip a lot. I think I'm not sure if I can recommend this 2-pack, and not because I don't like it or anything, but it's pretty pricey on eBay. And if you really like this 2-pack and you want to get one, you're gonna have to spend a good amount of money on this. They're not too expensive, but they're pretty pricey, and they're pretty fragile figures. Like I said, if you want to move them around, you have to be very careful. They're not like modern NECA figures that you could pose them as much as you want without breaking. But yeah, before we end the review here, I'm gonna go over some comparisons. So let me just get the big chap in a decent pose. Oh, there you go. I can finally move the arm. But let me get the big chap in a decent pose here and compare him to a couple of other NECA alien figures. So, there you go. Alright, so here's the NECA big chap next to a more modern ultimate NECA big chap figure right here. There they are together. They look pretty nice. I'm not sure which one I like more, but I really like this old figure. And yeah, the articulation on this old big chap isn't the best, but the detail's pretty good. It's pretty great. I kind of like the detail of this guy more than this modern big chap right here. But there they are together. They look very nice together. So there's that comparison. And then here he is next to the NECA SPCC glow in the dark big chap. So yeah, I like this big chap. It glows in the dark. It's very nice and I like it a lot. But there's that comparison. And then here he is for a final comparison.